Plenty of people who aren't actors have no shame singing the songs to the 1971 musical, Grease. Thanks to VCU's Theatre Department, Grease is headed here next week. InSight's Andrew Phillips is in the studio with two of the people making it happen.
My guests are David Leong, chair of the VCU Theatre Department, and Kat Wheelhand, leading the department's latest show, Grease. We'll be at the Singleton Center from November 3rd through the 20th. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. So you guys are putting on Grease. It's the new show. Talk a little bit about how excited you are to put it on here at VCU.
Well, it's one of the larger musicals we've done in my 16-year tenure here. There seems to be a great demand from the community as well as from the student body. Tickets are going really, really well, so we are very pumped up about it.
All right, cool. And Kat, you're playing the lead of Sandy in the show.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about what you were trying to portray and also how excited you are to be putting on the show.
I am so excited for this show. I mean, everybody knows the story of Grease. You know, it's just people have grown up with the show. And I remember seeing it when I was little and always being really, really upset at the thought of Sandy changing herself for a boy in the end. But approaching the role, looking at the text and looking at who Sandy is as a person, she's reached a point where she just gets tired of always seeing the same thing from herself. And she sees something new and exciting right in front of her. And it's exciting, it's inspiring, and she wants to discover that part in herself. So Sandy changes because she wants to, and hopefully that's what I'm able to convey in working on this show.
Okay. You guys talked about Patti DeBeck, who's had a history on Broadway.
Yes.
She's the director of the show, and she's actually had a couple of hands in Grease. Can you talk a little bit about what she's bringing to the director process and also what she's done in the show Grease?
Her background is for 35 years. She was a dancer, singer, actor, choreographer on Broadway. So, and she, as you said, she did have a hand in the original revival of it. She was one of the choreographers on the show. However, it's just so she can stretch her artistic muscles. She's doing it very differently. And I'll let Kat talk about exactly what's going on now.
Yes, we have been in rehearsal for about 6 weeks now. We started September 12th, and we'll go through about 8 or 9 weeks before we open. And Patti has just been absolutely wonderful. And she's assembled a team of people. Kelly Shoger is our assistant director, and Penny Ann Moss and Clayton Winters are working on choreography. There's an entire team of people working on this show, and everybody has hands in everything. And Patti, of course, just leads that train right on through. She's wonderful to work with.
So can I add something? It's, you know, most people think because Grease is done by so many high schools that it's a really easy show to do. It's enormous in size. There are a lot of set changes that are moving in and out, and pretty much every single number is choreographed, which means you've got to teach all those actors how to dance, and so it's a massive show in terms of the amount of movement and staging that is required.
All right, and you also talked that you have a special actor on the show. You have Dr. Richard Wenzel, who works over at the MCV campus.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about how excited you are to have him in the show?
Yeah, that's
he's a cool guy.
Yeah, something. Dick, we call him Dick. Dick Wenzel is one of the world's leading doctors when it comes to infectious diseases. As a matter of fact, when the U.S. government was shut down because of the anthrax scare and all that, I remember reading various national publications where he was referred to, and he was giving thoughts about what the government should do and that sort of thing. Well, we are fortunate to have Dick Wenzel, who is a doctor at the MCV hospital. We're fortunate to have him in the show in the role of Vince Fontaine. So we asked him, because he was he's an enormous personality in the city of Richmond. We asked him if he would play a part, and he's playing the part of a local DJ. You want to say a little more about that?
Yes, he is a local DJ of what has become the hip radio station to listen to. He plays all the rock and roll, and so of course no matter where the kids come from, whether they're nerds or greasers or even from other schools, this is what they listen to. So he kind of guides us through the story of the show.
All right, and can you talk a little bit about the respect from the community? I know you guys mentioned a little earlier about having great ticket sales. Talk about how excited you are that people, you said that you guys have sold out some shows already.
Yeah, we have, for our musicals, we run them 3 weeks. It's running the first Thursday through Sunday of November, the first, second, and the third week. For our musicals, some of them, I mean, most all of them sell out, or they do really, really well. It's not unusual to actually have a waiting line of 50 people at the box office waiting to get in. We already have 3 performances that are sold out already. We're trying to figure out how to get people into the opening night because it is such a big deal. So we expect it to do well both with the VCU audience, the student audience, as well as the general public outside of VCU.
We've been speaking with David Luong, chair of VCU Theatre Department, and Kat Wheelhand, leading the department's latest show, Grease, showing at the Singleton Center from November 3rd to the 20th. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.